tour guide through the weird. We welcome you back once again to another edition of interesting stuff we do on a Saturday afternoon. I'm joined once again by T.
Hello.
And Rachel is back with us once again, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Round of applause. So anyway, we're back. You get it going there? We rushed in here today. Rushed in. So we've got good stuff today. Obviously, Rachel's back with us. She's going to be doing readings for everybody in the chat. So if you're here and you have questions you might have for a medium, hop in and ask your question. T will be reading those. Might be a little slower. This time.
What are you trying to say about T?
We're down.
Trying to say I'm slow?
You're pretty.
Ew. I know. I was told that today.
T's got fans on Facebook now.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your picture and thought you'd be my kind of woman.
Oh. Did you friend request and accept, slide into the DMs or what?
Yeah, sure did. Old enough to be my dad.
Well, you probably are his kind of woman then, right?
I don't know. Yeah, Woodrow's enjoying it.
So I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. So anyway, obviously, like I said, Rachel's back with us. If you got questions for a medium, feel free to fire away in the chat. We've got your email as usual. I've got emails that I've put together here that were some are for Rachel. I've got a couple that aren't that I wanted to address, but most of them were for Rachel, so we appreciate that. Crystals, and then the benefits of being a medium and investigating the paranormal. Couple questions about that. So, and then we have Would You Rather that we're going to do it.
Yay.
Whenever I miss that, I get people that are like, "What are you doing? You're not." Hey, get a little off track. It's what we do here. It's why everybody likes the show. So we've got that stuff, and then we're going to skip T's news today. Which T is excited. You want that? I haven't used that button in a while, so. We're gonna skip T's news today. We thought we'd probably run a little bit longer because when you're with us, the questions and stuff. So we're gonna skip T's news, which is it's perfectly fine. But we did have one that before we jump into email and everything, we did have one about was it a mortician? We were talking about this before we came on.
Yeah, I don't know if she was the mortician or just happened to work in the morgue and assist in autopsies.
Yeah. And apparently there was a little necrophilia going on.
Oh, yeah, she got knocked up.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, so...
Supposedly.
So anyway, so we were wondering if that's a thing. Like, is that mechanically... I mean, rigor mortis sets in. I'm guessing rigor mortis sets in everywhere. So...
So she got a good stiff one?
Fair. But the actual mechanics of it.
You wouldn't be able to ejaculate.
Yeah, I say no.
Yeah, I say no as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, you are the resident medical staff, so I don't have.
Yeah, so I did a Google search to see if it was, validated anywhere else, but it said it was a spoof. So, but why would you make up that story? That's pretty gross.
I don't know. They said she slept with 76 dead people.
Jeez.
Ranging in age from late teens to
71 or something.
It was a bunch.
But they did say in this article, when I looked it up, it said it does happen, but just not with the pregnancy part. But there have been documented cases where people have... I would think it happens more in the other way, just because from male to female. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just picturing popsicle sticks and duct tape and...
Well, there is this thing.
Oh, there's a thing.
But before... Okay, so this is... I used to work as a pharmacy technician. And there is a device prior to when Viagra became popular and available that basically was like a brace that you would put on to allow...
A brace?
Well, yeah, it had it kept things in place. Yeah, I don't know what you call it. A sling? I don't know.
I picture
a ding-a-ling sling?
It looks like,
It's very interesting.
Picture how that would work.
That, or your option was that, or a Caverjact, which is an injection that goes...
A Caverjack?
Inject, yeah, injection. And it would go in the corpus cavernosum, and it was an injection to give yourself... There you go. Those were your options.
A ding-a-ling sling Put a needle in your dick.
Or unless you had the implant, which literally looked like the pumps like the tennis shoe, which is also a thing.
Nice. Like the Reebok,
Yes.
the Shaquille O'Neal Reebok pumps. Like, hang on, honey.
I don't know how we got there.
So does that mean if you bust a hole in it when you walk, it goes...
I don't know.
I don't know.
I never.
Maybe.
Because you could always tell when somebody busted their Reebok pumps because you would... when they'd walk
Well,
by.
still now with the Nikes, you catch people.
Yeah.
They get like a hole in that air pocket. So anyway, wow, that's a paranormal podcast, is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying there was that. So when you said popsicle sticks, I mean there might be an option to that. I don't know.
I'm thinking about that needle. Good Lord. So anyway, there's news with tea.
And
Knocked it out right there.
in the vein of emails, just to go ahead and take care of this now so there aren't emails asking, Ms. Allison is not here because she's at home dog sitting a 70-pound, 6-month-old puppy who has separation anxiety so bad that he'll chew drywall, hats, furniture.
Lord.
He doesn't give a shit. So, yes,
Oh Lord.
she's keeping him under control.
Sounds like he needs some therapy.
Yeah. She said his crate was so big that it won't fit in her house. It'll fit in the garage if she takes blockade out.
Her car.
Yeah.
If she takes her car out. Really?
Yeah.
That's a big dude, though.
That's a big crate. Yeah.
For 3 months old?
6.
6 months old. That's a big dude.
That's a big puppy.
Okay, so anyway,
Can you imagine those puppy teeth?
that's like a real. That's a
That's a big
pup.
boy.
That's a puppy, but that's a real dog at that point. Like he's
Can you imagine that
he's
much puppy
he's
energy?
not. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he's not full grown, but okay. Anyhow, we've literally been all over the board, haven't we?
That's what we do.
Welcome to the show.
Email, I know, right? Welcome to the podcast. So email, everybody. Email. If you have questions for Rachel, feel free to chime in the chat, or if you have general questions or whatever, feel free to fire away, and T is following along there. Like I said, one man down, so we are might be a little bit slower, but we'll definitely get there too. So the first email we have is from Kaylee, I guess Callie, K-A-L-I-E. Kaylee?
Callie.
Yeah, I'd go Callie.
Callie. Okay. I don't know, fuck up her name, but maybe I already did. Hello, weirdos, which I love. That's like the favorite salutation there. Salutations. Anyway, my husband and I love the show. I have a question for Rachel. During one of the shows, Allison said you weren't allowed to read her. What did she mean? Why wouldn't you be allowed to read someone? Are there just people you can't read? Thank you guys for a really fun and cool show. Thank you, Callie.
Well, it's a general rule of thumb that you do not do readings for friends or family. And the reason for that mainly is because these are people you know, and you may be picking up on something from your subconscious that maybe they've told you in the past or things like that. But also, sometimes I feel like it crosses a line of being either very emotional, either painful, or there's sometimes messages that come through that maybe people aren't ready to receive, and I think it can really create a uncomfortable scenario when you're doing readings for friends or family. Now, with that being said, there's been a couple times where things have popped up, and because you guys have said you're okay with it, that I will share with you, but I don't intentionally try to tap in and connect for friends and family. And I did do I guess you could call it a brief sort of reading with the
Michael?
No, well, yeah, I did that because I knew nothing about his family whatsoever.
Right.
And no, when we were at the library and there was some messages coming through.
Oh, yeah, because her mom worked there for so many years, yeah.
And so she understood some of that stuff, and it was stuff that I would have no way of knowing about a tree in her front yard of a childhood home, and her playing, was it tennis? And I was like, you played tennis?
Yeah, we were all shocked by that.
So some things that were unique in that, but generally just steer away from doing intentional readings for friends.
So it's almost like you may subconsciously know something that you're so
well,
twofold. You don't want to reveal too much or get too into our business because we're around each other so much, but then also you may like subconsciously latch on to something else where you're maybe not getting like a real reading. Is that
or it may just be confused with that, or it may be or let's say I give you a reading and you're like, no, but I told you that. Well, then it just creates like kind of this uncomfortable scenario where I would prefer it to be somebody that I don't know anything about, that it can be fully evidential if there's evidence that comes through. And sometimes spirit reveals things that would almost be like me reading your diary. And maybe you don't want that stuff disclosed.
Yeah.
So there's parts and pieces of our life that we, even though we're good friends, that maybe you just don't want to share, don't want to talk about. And sometimes that may come up and then creates just a
But
weird space.
you would already, but you would, so this is just me. You would know that though. Like you would have, like,
sometimes.
but that's what I mean. Like you would have that anyway. And like, so it's more just to save like my embarrassment.
That, or sometimes
Or-
like just intentionally tapping in and connecting and like, okay, I am going to read for you today, and we're going to be very intentional, and we're going to continue that conversation. Like otherwise, it's kind of like fleeting information sometimes that comes in, but I don't make practice of I don't make practice of continuing to try to seek out additional information. You know, like, well, tell me more about that, or so I just leave it as is, and because it feels like a little bit of an invasion of privacy
Right.
at some
Okay.
level.
All right, cool.
But
Yeah.
but I know what you used to do.
Right. That's what I mean. Like you would already know that. So it's really just like trying to like save somebody's feelings from, I don't want to embarrass her. So I'm not going to say, okay.
Yeah, so we don't sit around and have Poodle read us. We all really want to.
Yeah.
But we respect her wishes, so we
Yeah.
don't.
I thought that was a good question. I kind of knew that's where we were going with the answer, but I thought that was a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question.
Yeah. Okay. So that's number one. Do we have anything from anybody yet? Everybody just hanging out.
Carrie says, "How do you follow up with an opening story?"
Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, which one? Where? I mean, I don't.
I'm assuming the ding-a-ling slang.
Okay. All right. I was hoping it was the 70-pound puppy, but I didn't think it.
It could
was.
be the 70-pound puppy, but I don't know.
So Okie dokie then. Okay. So next email is I had something for that first one. I lost it. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it back. Anyway, Denise writes in. Denise says, "Hello everyone. This is an email for Rachel. You've probably said before, but when was it you realized that you had abilities like you do? And was it frightening? You guys have a great podcast. I hope it only gets bigger. Lots of love from Vancouver."
Ooh.
So thanks, Denise. We appreciate that. So with the first time you sort of like tapped into this, was it scary?
Well, I was really young when I would see things and I would tell people about them. And then it's not until you get a little older that you're like, yeah, I shouldn't be saying that to someone else. They're going to think you're weird. So my mom has told me even like, I would have been younger than 5 because it was when I lived in a home with like both her and my dad, that I would talk about an old man that would come in and put on his boots in my bedroom. There's also stories where I would tell my aunt Kim things, and I was pretty open. I would say I was probably 4 that I know that family have validated me talking about some unusual things, my friends. But I don't think you push it down and you sort of suppress that. And then when I was a teenager, I think I was probably a freshman or sophomore in high school, and my great-grandfather came to me, and the connection was just so profound. And at that time, I tried to dismiss it, and then I talked to my mom about it. I described what he was wearing, described his demeanor. He passed away when I was 5 or 6, and he drowned, and so he had a closed casket because he was missing for a few days prior to them retrieving his body. So it was closed casket, but I described what he was wearing, and my mom's like, "There's no way you would have known that." And just probably some of the demeanor that I described, I probably wouldn't have remembered, from when I was a little girl. But and then I suppressed it again. Again, as a teenager, you don't really tell it. So I talked to my mom about it a little bit, and a couple of my friends that I've mentioned on here before. But it probably wasn't until I started becoming more comfortable with you guys and knowing that you guys were a safe space for me to, like, really open that up.
Like, hey, we're weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So you get a lot of that, though, that, like, were there probably family members and stuff that were like, oh, it's just, your imaginary friend, or
Well, I think my
that kind of
mom
thing.
always believed me in that. And I think my Aunt Kim did too. And then come to find out, like, I have family members that I didn't know that were, like, my aunt shared with me that my grandmother was pretty intuitive and seemed to be connected in that way. I don't think she ever identified herself as a medium or anything, but was pretty intuitive. And then my grandfather, on the other side, his sister is very into mediumship and paranormal, and she actually has her own paranormal team, which I didn't know until after we were here, and so I thought that was kind of cool. So I think there's some kind of
Hereditary.
there's some that runs in your family, I guess. Or,
it's in the tree. It's in the family tree.
but it almost just makes you wonder if, like, genetically, if some people are, some people are naturally more athletic, some people are naturally good at math, or you just wonder if maybe that it's just something that I truly believe everybody has this ability, but some people just, it comes more naturally to, and so you're already aware of those abilities, and so I'm wondering if it's kind of in the genetics to be more
right
aware from an early age. But I was from childhood, and I was always super into like all the weird and scary and dark things.
Well, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're working out here. I mean, so far.
So far.
Anyway.
Francis said, wow, that's wonderful that you have surrounded yourself with people that appreciate your abilities. And then we have a question.
Fire away.
You good? Okay.
Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. We're gonna jump on that. You want podcast beer?
Sure.
Okay. You want to try the one?
I just want a sip of yours.
No, that's not the way this works. You picked that out.
I know. But it's just going to get wasted because I won't drink it.
The thing is, now we have, we're out of the brew dog. If somebody wants to help. This is Crushworthy from Great Lakes Brewing, which is cool. But I noticed when I pulled it out of the packaging, this is a low-cal beer. Mm-hmm. Wasn't aware of this.
Moment on your lips and only a moment on your hips.
I'm not sure. Okay. Not sold. Not sold on this yet, but we're going to find out. Crushworthy. It's a citrus wheat beer. It's only 4% ABV, by the way.
I thought we should try it because you and I both really like the Lining Google Summer Shandy. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
The yellow one?
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
one. It is. That is a good beer.
Does it taste like
I
it?
think it's good.
Yeah. Honestly, go ahead.
It's not bad. Mm-hmm. Not as good.
I would say it's almost like that mixed with a little bit of a Blue Moon, but not as robust.
The first thing I thought was White Claw.
Oh, really?
Why do you think White Claw?
I don't know. That's the impression. I was just, as soon as I took a sip of it, that's where I was. It's White Claw. Not bad. It's not bad. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, see it on the.
I like the can.
Yeah, the can. I love the can design. Pretty slick. So if you want to email the show, you can. archcityparanormal@gmail.com. It's up on the screen right now. And we have a question from chat.
Yes.
Okay. Let's have it. Fire away.
Deborah wants to know, do you see back surgery in the near future for her?
That's another one of the things I try to steer away from are medical.
Should have given a disclaimer. My
Yes.
bad.
Sorry.
My bad. So we're not answering that one. We're going to skip it.
Sorry.
Sorry, Deborah.
You probably want to block them.
We skip medical. Oh, we got another one?
I think so.
A joke. You are a joke.
What?
People, whenever you're on, people like to come on.
Yeah, you have to go in, you have to go in there and you have to just block them from the page, but I don't see them. I don't see them.
Okay. We'll wait to see what happens.
They giving you a problem.
Not yet.
Anyway. It may be easier if you, well, it's probably too distracting if you brought it up on there.
On the computer?
Yeah, because then it's going to be on the big screen here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
Deborah.
can. Do you want me to? Would that make it easier for you?
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
Okay.
It might be distracting, I was thinking. Okay, so we'll jump into to another email here. Melissa writes in. Melissa says, "Hi, guys. Quick question. When you did your crystal show, Rachel's crystals had weird writing on them. were these special stones? Oh, she probably saw the picture on Instagram now that I think about it. Were these special stones? The ones I've been looking at do not have this. I haven't been able to see that they are needed, but was wondering if they are blessed or some special type. Thank you for making metaphysical stuff easy to understand and talking about it like it's normal. So many people either dismiss it or act like it's so mystical that only they can understand it. Love the show. Yeah,
True, there are people like that.
yeah,
There really is.
there's some gatekeeping out there. I think for a lot of the paranormal community was like, oh, you'll never understand this. Like anybody can go into the dark and get fucking scared. I mean, they obviously can't do what you do, but anybody can go someplace and be like, oh shit, did you hear that? So,
the stones, those were a set that was supposed to be representative of the chakras, and each chakra has a symbol associated with it. And those were the symbols of the chakras that were on those stones.
all right, cool.
So a lot of times they're used for Reiki, or you can actually physically place them on the body, or if you're trying to work on your root chakra, you may use your stone with the not only the properties of the stone, but also the symbol on it to use for.
So they're like labeled for ease of use.
Yes.
This goes here.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So there you go. And yeah, Melissa, we try to make it, I don't know, approachable, normal. We enjoy weird. So
Yeah.
I had some self-restraint today. I drove past my favorite shop, one of my favorite shops, and I didn't stop and go in. I just kept going on it. The whole time I was like calling to me like, come in and get some more stuff.
eyes straight ahead. Do not
Like,
go in
"Don't-
there.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Well, the new car doesn't know anything about that place, so just don't teach it.
Well, you're gonna know.
Betty knew the way there
it's going
without
to.
you.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for writing in, Melissa. If you want to email the show, you can, rcityparanormal@gmail.com. And we will take your questions here. You got anything from the chat, or is everybody just hanging out?
Deborah said, not a problem. Does my mom, Billy, have a message for me?
Give me 1 second here.
No problem. What I can say is we had talked before about being able to make these readings a little bit more personal. So I think when we do this again on
6 weeks from now.
that's what I was going to say. Well,
Be
I think we
63.
did. I think we did 4, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
Did we do 4?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, 4 shows from now, so 61. Obviously, you'll get notifications the same way you did here. But I think what we're going to do is to make it more personal. We'll get in contact with you. You can get in line prior to the show coming on, and we'll actually give you a phone number that you can call, and then that way you can actually call into the show, and you'll be able to speak with Rachel, so we can get your reaction a little bit quicker. Rachel will be able to be a little bit more personable. It was Rachel's idea, so it'll work out.
And probably make it easier for her, too.
I think it will make it easier. I think it'll make it easier for everybody. Like getting their answer, asking their question. They'll get whatever. We'll give them like 5 minutes or something to ask their questions or whatever. So we can go through that way to be a little bit easier. We'll still take questions from chat, but I think a few of those we'll invite them to call in to the show.
So I'm getting tulips. The image of tulips seems pretty prevalent. Sometimes this is representing like the springtime or flowers, garden type of hobby. Or perhaps you have something that's tulip, that tulips have some type of connection here. And also a kite. So I'm seeing as a child seeing kites. And there seems to be some kind of frustration because you could never really get the kite flying. And so I'm also hearing her saying you're not getting out very much. So are you kind of not being outdoors, like physically being outdoors? It feels like there was some type of, I see like a conversations being had like on a front porch together when you were younger, and she wants you to go out and to be outside and enjoy the sunshine. She said that's going to be good for your spirit. Are you feeling down right now? She said you need some color. She said it feels very dark around you, and not dark in a like negative bad energy way. I don't mean that, but dark as in you haven't been out and getting the sunshine, and you need to be around some more beautiful beautiful things and finding what you find beauty in life. So maybe that's the tulips, maybe that you like tulips, I'm not sure, but she's saying that you need to be able to get out, get some fresh air, get in the sunshine, enjoy the spring. And I'm also getting a book where you are you reading a book that reminded something about her? Or maybe it's your family story. Actually, were you working on something? Actually, that's as you're opening the book, she's showing me pictures of old pictures. Are you working something with Ancestry or one of those type of sites where you're looking back at your family history? Because I'm seeing that that you're discovering something old from your family history, perhaps. This is where it's hard to.
Yeah, the delay. Yeah, that's. I thought that's why I thought the phone thing was a really good idea. I think people like that. I think the chatters will enjoy that more too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if they aren't picked to come on, at least then they'll get some more like real time stuff. And you were saying that, and that's such like a mom thing to say too. Like you need to get out. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, I could totally picture my mom. My
you're
mom's
looking
saying,
pale,
yeah,
honey.
like, what is this? Are you okay?
Yeah,
What are
'cause
you doing?
She's almost showing me like in the house where the curtains seem like they're drawn and just kind of like not a lot of natural light coming in, and maybe even symbolizing a little bit of depression or sadness. That bringing back some natural beauty, she feels as would help you.
I know if you're in Ohio, just this time of year, it's like, fuck, finally I can get outside. I don't.
Yeah.
Anywhere you are, because even when we lived down south, it was like the winter time because the days are so short and everything. So I think even if like you lived, I don't know, if you lived in Georgia in the fall and winter and stuff, you still only got such a short amount of time of sunlight, even if it was 70 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It was still like, man, like I went to work and it was dark. I come home and it's dark. Like, what the hell?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's summer or winter. I go to work, it's dark. I come home, it's dark. No, I take that back. My drive home right now is
That's what I was
light.
going to say. It's staying light enough right now that you're good.
It's okay. It's okay. It's only 3 days a week. Can't complain.
So we'll wait for Deborah to hop back in there. So, yeah, I was looking here to see if I could moderate from here, and I can't. It just gives me such a small blurb. Like, I can't see the whole chat, which is weird.
I don't know. That's fine. I'm watching it.
You're all right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go home. Jesus.
I actually, I restricted it as well, so you have to actually follow the page.
Ah.
Yeah, which I didn't. I did that last week, so this might be something that I prevented last week, and now I can't. So
Okay.
I fixed it. It's fixed.
Strong work.
So what do you want? Do you guys want me to move on to the next email? And we'll
I would.
wait for Deborah?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that way if she chimes in, Natalie here can wait, and then we'll...
Okay.
Okay, so next email is from Natalie. If you want to email the show, you can. archcityparanormal@gmail.com. It's up on your screen right now. Greetings, everyone.
And salutations.
There we go. Okay, I was waiting for that one. 2 questions. I sometimes feel like I can read people without even speaking to them. I've been looking into empathetic traits. Am I saying that right?
Empathic.
Okay. Is this... Well, I was just...
You're
That's
fine.
okay.
Is this skill useful in paranormal investigation? Also, how long did it take to develop Rachel's talent, and how useful has it been while ghost hunting? I've listened for a long time, and this is the first time I've written. Thanks for taking the time to read this. I love that people thank us. It's fine. You guys make the show go. So you don't need to thank us when you email us. So the first question is, I've been looking into empathic traits.
Yes.
Phonics with Kyle after this episode for the everybody that's interested. Is this skill useful in paranormal investigation?
I think it is because you pick up on energy subtleties. And so it depends on, being an empath is quite a wide spectrum. So for me, I am able to walk into, like, most people, like we talked about before, can come into a room and read the energy if somebody's like really, if there's a profound emotion, right? So if you're really angry or really sad or even just really happy, you might come into people laughing and you might start laughing yourself and you don't even know what's going on. So there's that, all the way to people who, one of my friends will come in and she'll be like, if your back is hurting, I come in the room and she's like, oh my gosh, my back starts hurting. Sometimes I'll get a little bit of that, but not like she does. But I do think it's tapping into that front, and I call that frontal energy because it's kind of what's coming in on that frontal plane, where I've talked about, like, for me, mediumship comes in from the sides, from the right side, and so it comes more frontal, so I see it more along, like, reading somebody psychically almost, like if you're picking up on but it's more picking up on their emotions or sometimes their physical traits as well, like physical pain. And I do think it's helpful, though, because if you walk into a room and you can sense that there's a shift in something you're able to identify, then you may say, hey, let's hang out here for a second. Or if that is triggering fear, so let's just say, maybe I didn't even pick up on that, but I can pick up on the fact that all of a sudden you got scared, like something has changed in your natural response, then that might be a cue to us, like, hey, something might be going on here because now I'm getting scared and I don't feel like it's mine. Where's this coming from?
Right.
And a lot of times, I think, you come into a space and all of a sudden you're like, maybe if it's not so profound, it's more subtle, or somebody's got some anxiety and all of a sudden I start feeling anxious and like, wait a minute, I was fine. That doesn't feel like that belongs to me. And I think that that's pretty close and, on a spectrum of energy, sensing different energies. I think that, yes, that is helpful. And as far as developing it, I just think sounds clear.
She said, which I'm reading the wrong email. Sorry. How long did it take to develop Rachel's talent, and how useful has it been while ghost hunting? First, before you answer, I can tell you that it's been invaluable. Some of the experiences I've had have been directly because Rachel was like, "Oh, go look through there." Oh, should I? Oh, fuck! So
yeah, you should.
Which is exactly what that has happened, and
that was almost a reenactment.
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh. So so yeah, and then I think the empath stuff also, though, like you said, like we should hang out here for a minute. That's also been valuable. Like we should start here. In fact, I believe, I'm not sure, maybe somebody else can correct me. I believe when we were at Prospect last, Rachel was the one when we did our walkthrough. Rachel was like, oh, we should start here when we're in the servants' quarters. Now, I wasn't there. Damn it. I do have the evidence, though. We've shared it. It's on our YouTube page. You want to go check it out. But a really great disembodied voice there. But I think that was what happened was you said, well, we should start here. And then I just sort of turned, you guys loose. And I think Mike took the lead. It was like, hey, come on. And everybody went up there. And I was down at the cameras and I missed it. But so it's been invaluable so far, in my opinion anyway. But anyhow, so I mean to step on you there. I apologize.
No,
how long did it take you to develop to where you feel like you are now? That's what she's asking.
I mean, I would say it's been progressive throughout my life, but I didn't work on actively trying to utilize the skill until I'd say the last 5 years. And then being confident enough to talk to other people about it, probably just the last 2 years.
Well, it seems like since we started Arch City, from then till now, it's fucking light years.
Because, well, you get a little afraid, and this is a cliche statement, but I feel like you just have to rip the Band-Aid off and just be afraid to just speak and just say it and just come into your being okay with. It was really establishing that trust where I know that I can say things to you guys and not feel judged or... Like, a lot of times I think people, as soon as you say they want to try to automatically disprove you. Or they automatically want to challenge you. Well, go ahead. If you don't believe in, that's okay. I'm not here to try to, and it took a while for me just to say, like, we're just trying to utilize this, and if you don't subscribe to it, that's okay with me. I'm not going to try to say, like, well, let me try to prove it to you. I'm going to give you some more, like, no.
I also think, though, I mean, in that same thought process, I think anybody that isn't a believer in the paranormal, that hasn't had that experience, something profound happened to them that they just absolutely cannot explain. First of all, I don't blame them for being like, whatever
Right.
bullshit. But then the flip side of that also, in the same vein of that as well, is that, I mean, it's super easy to sit back and, be like, no, that's not real. Okay. Like what more, pareidolia. Like, I mean, there's an entire term that, was invented to just, blanket statement, bullshit. Regardless of your anecdotal experience, regardless of any type of evidence that you can provide, whether it's audio, video, anecdotal, people, there are people out there just like, bullshit. They just pull out their big, wet blanket, like, meh. And they haven't had that experience. And if you haven't, then I understand that. But at the same time, if you're one of those skeptics that are just like, no, none of it's, if you're not open to gathering more information and accepting more information, then it's not scientific at all. And that's the crutch that they lean on. Like, oh, well, science disproves all this. Well, the scientific method says that anytime you receive new information and it is verifiable data, that it will be incorporated into your results. So if you choose not to do that, pareidolia. Like, well, then that's not scientific. You're just,
I think Santa needs to bring him a pareidolia blanket.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But
I mean, if you're just bumbling around and you're tossing the word pareidolia at every piece of evidence or data that is collected by anybody, I mean, there's nothing. What are you going to do? I mean, it's like trying to. It's like trying to talk to a bucket of hammers. What's the? I mean, there's nothing. There's always going to be somebody that's like,
Yeah.
I think for me too, when I started doing Reiki on people, the messages would just come flooding in when people are relaxed, and that I feel like you're just, so to be clear, that and the energy is one directional, right? So I'm not taking energy in, but I would just start getting a lot of messages that would come in, and it's because the person that you're treating is so relaxed and they're maybe more open and they're just kind of not thinking. So you have that like conscious, subconscious streaming going on. And I'm also very relaxed, and so it would just come hammering in. And so sometimes it became hard to ignore. So I started asking people a little bit like, can you tell me about what the fishing trip's about? And why do I keep saying, and people are like, then they get a little freaked out. I'm like,
fuck is up with this lady?
Am I
Fix my
scaring you?
back. Oh my God. What?
And then I have done some more, if you want to call it like more formal training with like Lisa Williams, and working on some tips and tricks of how to tap in and out, how to try to get evidence, how to pull it out quickly, and even how to talk to people about it, and making sure that you're being delicate but being honest. And so I've done some work with that and trying to deepen skills more formally, I guess, with those.
Just
and
sort of like be tactful with it.
Yeah, just about, first
Because
of
I
all,
think that would be my problem. Is I would be like a brick through a window.
well, somebody's,
Tell me about Aunt Jean. What the hell?
and again, if people were assholes here, they're going to be assholes there. And
Girl, preach.
Sometimes you get somebody who's like, say like, I'm really sorry for whatever I did and I take responsibility for that. And other times people will come back and be like, yeah, well, I still want to tell you about, and just throw out some, not nice things. And so how do you, the delicate of, okay, this isn't my message, still wanting to be honest, but not being hurtful to someone, because that does no good. And
Yeah.
I like to only work with light, and that doesn't mean there's not duality and there's not hardships, but I like to tap into to light. So don't like to talk to assholes.
Yeah. I don't think I blame you at all. I don't like assholes either. I mean, I genuinely dislike people. So at least the vast majority of them. Present company excluded, everybody. So I think we answered Natalie's question. I know you've had a response from chat.
Yeah, I've got all kinds of
Okay,
stuff
cool.
going on over here.
So real quick, before we get back to, because I was just peeking over here and I saw that Deborah responded. So before we get back to Deborah's answer to Rachel, real quick, you were telling her to sort of reset where we were so that it's a little bit more, we have a little bit better context, because it's been a minute since you were able to answer her.
Yeah, I feel like the general so her question was, is there a message? And I feel like the general overarching message here would be that we need to get out and be out in nature and find things that are naturally beauty, some natural beauty that will bring you joy. So sunshine, flowers, being out in that fresh air, it feels like there's just some kind of like and I hate to, sometimes the verbiage comes across wrong. Like when I say that it feels like there's darkness around it, I don't mean something bad or looming. I just mean like physically it feels like her space may be dark. Like maybe the curtains have been drawn. Maybe she hasn't been outside a lot. And maybe she's saying that I think that would be good for her. And I also asked about maybe if she's doing some work with like ancestry or, a family album of some sort. I see old pictures and then a connection with tulips and a kite. So.
What you got?
Oh, okay. I'm just watching all this shit go by. Okay, so these are real quick because they're both very stressed. Jacqueline said, "Hi guys, I so badly want to watch this, but I'm at a 2-year-old's birthday party."
Oh. So
Eat some cake
Hey,
for us.
Jackie Blue.
Yeah, so Jackie, if you're watching, head over to YouTube on Monday. This entire show will be there. You can go check out our YouTube page, search Arch City Paranormal, like and subscribe, hit the little bell so you'll get notifications when the new stuff's there. You'll also get the clips before everybody else too, if anybody's seen those on Instagram.
Frances said she too is also trying to watch, but is working OT today. I know.
We appreciate you being here, Francis. Thank you very much. That's so cool. They
Hi,
take time.
Francis.
We had a 2-year-old's birthday party, and you bother to turn on our show,
Yeah.
and then you're at work
Listen
on the
to us.
clock. Awesome. You're getting paid to do this.
Awesome.
Fantastic. You can even just turn down the volume just so we can break the rules with you. You don't even have to pay attention. Just that you're here and you're getting paid to watch us bumble through this. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So then Deborah said, "I did Ancestry a few years ago. I found a second cousin that did a book on my mom's side. I knew nothing about my mom's side. We just never talked about it. I found out my great-great-grandfather came from outside of Dublin, Ireland." Oh, sorry, that was disgusting.
Good Irish girl.
I'm sorry. And 3 years ago, my daughter and I took a trip to Ireland and walked the streets he did. I could never fly a kite even when we went to the beach. I haven't been going outside much, but if my mom thinks I need it, if I need to, I will.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Awesome. Yeah, so a little bit of a confirmation there. And it is such a, like I said when you originally said that, it's such a mom thing to say. Like, what are you doing?
Go
Like, will you just go outside for a
some
second?
fresh air.
Yeah. Will you blow the stink off of you for a second? Just go out there.
Frances says she works from home and totally getting paid to watch. And she said they're
Fantastic.
slow anyway. So
Fight the power.
fight the power.
Fight the power. Okay. We got anything else from chat before we move on?
No, sir.
Okay. So the email's up on your screen, archcityparanormal@gmail.com. If you want to email the show, we would love to hear from you. You're what makes the show go. So next up is Jessica. Jessica says, "Hello, everyone. I have a Rachel question," which I'm trying to put them together. Has there been a time where your mind or what you see has scared you on a hunt? Did you need the others to help you out? Have you ever been possessed? I thought that's a good one. Love the show. Thank you, Jessica.
So starting off with the possessed thing, no.
Wait a second. Wait, you mean it's not like Zach Baggins at like every location you go to? You're not just like, "Rrr," and then want to beat up Aaron?
No.
Or I will pick, I don't know, Mike. You don't ever just want to
Body slam, Michael.
beat the shit out of Mike unexplicably?
No. I mean, not because of paranormal stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Just kidding,
fair.
Mike.
No, she's not kidding, and it's
Yes,
fine.
she is.
No, I feel, again, I work in light, so I set boundaries, especially when it comes to dark energy. However, there has been times when I've seen things that have scared me and terrified me. And one of the most memorable for me was in the basement at, I don't know if I'm supposed to say the name.
The nameless place.
And
The place for which we will not name.
and it felt so overwhelmingly sad, and what took place there just felt so, what I saw was so concerning that bothered me. And yes, I think I held on to tea probably.
You did. That was a first. Nobody ever holds
T,
on to
yeah,
me.
T was the support person. Rather than, oh my God, no.
And I do feel like in this circumstance, there was a person who was probably an asshole here on life, who was trying to be an asshole and trying to purposefully get a rise out of people who I felt like was trying to take on or pretend to be something that they were not, like a trickster. And I find those type of people very hard to work with. And the same thing is I think you would hear in life. If you know somebody is like not really being who they are, not really coming forward and being honest, that makes you uncomfortable, right? So I feel like this, yeah, it was ugly. And I have seen some stuff that I didn't even know that would just be scary.
You were
Some of it's
sad
scary. Yeah,
in the
but a lot
basement
of
of
it's
Prospect.
very, very sad.
Because remember, you could just feel like the basement was closing in. We all felt it.
I mean, it felt that when we had that going on there, it felt like the room filled up. Like there were a bunch of people that were like, "Oh shit, she can see us," and then they filled up that room that we were in, and it was like, "Whoa!" Like,
Well, side piece, that basement was part of the Underground Railroad.
yeah, I mean,
Which is why it felt
I'm sorry,
so full.
we should have,
Right?
We should have
Yes.
clarified.
Yeah.
We should have clarified that. Yeah, Prospect Place in Trenway. We investigated there. We need to go back there.
I love that place.
Yeah, we need to go back.
Maybe
there.
this time you can hear the hello.
I didn't mean. Yeah, I didn't mean to step on. You had more.
Well, I was just going to say that same place. So we had that the first time we ever entered that building. It was on a flashlight tour, and literally it was all dark and you couldn't see shit, and we'd never been in the spot. And I was standing in there, and I remember saying to T, "Why do I feel like somebody's like giving me a bath right now?" Do you remember this?
Uh-huh.
And Patrick was there. Mm-hmm. And Patrick like kind of straightened up and looked, and then he turns his flashlight over, and there's a bathing tub where they would bathe the dead bodies right behind me.
Oh yeah, yeah, we were standing there.
And I was like,
Mortuary.
okay, I gotta go.
That makes sense. Like that's why. That's why.
Yeah, I'm out of this room for right now. Because again, we were with other people I didn't know. So I'm like, am I picking up on something that somebody else is experiencing? Is this something that's coming organically? What's going on here? And then when he put the flashlight over there, I was like, oh, every hair on my body stood up. I'm like, and I'm out.
I have something to do. Excuse me, hall pass. So that location, I'll have to put together. The video is actually up on Facebook now of some of the experiences that we had at this location. And I'll have to put a clip together of that, and we'll get it up on YouTube, and I'll share it. But of course, the experience that I had there is on video, and then
You can hear the
we also
for yourself.
But then you also get in a video right after that, we get that growl.
Yeah.
From whatever that was there. Basically, it was me telling it that,
It wasn't my stomach this time.
Yeah. You hear me on the video, and, I'm at this point, I'm angry that this thing is messing with me. And I tell it that, I'm not going anywhere. You can't do anything to make me go anywhere.
But you almost
You
hear
can
like a
pull your
chink of
tricks.
something thrown at you too. Like
Well, that's what started it all.
Yeah.
Was something was thrown at me.
Well, at first it sounded like a rock, then it sounded like a metal flashlight.
Yeah.
Then you and Michelle heard the woman scream.
Yes, which I didn't get on video, which pissed me off.
It's not on anything.
Yeah.
Only the two of you heard it.
That made me so angry. But it brought her to tears. She was so upset by it that she's crying. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was right after that we got the growl, and that's when I told it. I turned because she told me, she was like, "You can't. It's messing with you. You need to document this. You need to document this." So that's when I started recording again with my phone because I didn't have another camera. And that's
Prepared as always.
Yeah. Just lucky I had a flashlight. And then that's when we got the growl, because I'm telling it, like, you can do whatever you want. You've scared me the most you're going to scare me now. I'm not going anywhere. But you're going to give me something. Where I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this for free. You're going to give me something. And that's when we got the growl. But there was a lot of stuff that went on there, which was it's very similar to like what you're talking about, where it was just trying to push buttons. How far, like if I can freak her out and I can freak her out, well, what about him? Can I mess with him? I've got this one crying, so let me see what I can do to this guy. And I think that's the way, whatever that is there, because there was a lot of fucking ugly that went on in that place.
You'll never go back?
I'll never go back. Because of the situation there, I will never go back.
Well, one of the other experiences there that...
And it has nothing to do, just so we're on the record, it's not because I'm scared of the place. It is
political.
political. It is a very
Beautifully put.
Yeah, it is. It is strictly political as to why I will not go back there. It has nothing to do with. It's a excellent location. It's fantastic.
Whole can of worms.
But Arch City Paranormal will never set foot back in that building under current ownership. Never. So anyway,
Well,
everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
there was time where we had some guests with us, and Allison and I don't think you were with us. It was Allison and I were in the basement, and we had been down there for a good half an hour, and we were talking with the guests. And
No, I was with Michael. I know what you're talking about.
and I was doing the Estes method, right? So I had I had the earbuds on because there were so many people around, plus the canceling headphones on top. And as I'm going there, I'm like, "Hey, big boy," up on the steps. And one of the guys had come in and sat at the top of the steps, and none of us could see or hear him. And he was freaked out pretty good by that experience.
Yeah,
and it was intentionally, I think, to mess with him, because later on that evening, he actually stayed on the property and had stuff mess with him.
I heard that story. It was a great story because
Yes.
you had no idea he was even there. Yeah.
Hey, big boy.
Hey, big boy. So I have lots of things.
Good. I'm glad.
Okay.
I'm very glad. I want to chat to real quick. If you want to email the show, you can. I want to make sure people. Well, they're listening. If people
Go
are
ahead.
listening, we're also recording this for audio.
I know.
You can email the show, archcityparanormal@gmail.com. Even though T doesn't want me to tell you, I'm going to tell you. We'd love to have your email. We sincerely appreciate everybody taking the time out of their busy day to watch us while they're at work, first of all.
Yeah, get paid for it.
But
oh, yeah.
shoot us an email with your thoughts about the show, archcityparanormal@gmail.com, or you can head over to any of our social media. Don't forget, you can watch us live on Facebook every Saturday at 6 p.m. or catch the show on YouTube Monday morning. So, okay, we got chat.
Yes.
Fire
Okay.
away. Thank you.
So Debbie wants to know, where was this? The response to you, Debbie, is text your brother. That's all I'm going to say on that
Oh,
one.
that's okay. That's Debbie.
It's our
um,
Debbie. Oh, and we're at a Brewdog. P.S. by the way.
Debbie, if you're interested, Mike can break it all down. I'll be happy to as well. But hell, Mike's the one. He's like the fucking band.
Don't get that started.
He's like the fucking band leader on that shit.
Yeah, Debbie, you'll build the
Debbie-
soapbox, honey. He will jump on
Yeah,
it.
let Debbie start. He'll climb right up on that ivory soapbox.
Yeah. Frances said she's going to go watch it later then, the clip you were talking about that you were going to make. Debbie said, okay, I'll get you some this week.
Fucking awesome. Awesome.
Awesome. Sarah said, scoff, 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 scoff. Guffaw, guffaw.
Guffaw.
She said she calls Zach bag ins as well. And Sarah also said, hey, y'all, I was sleeping and missed the first 45. You are a slacker.
But you can watch the whole show on YouTube.
She can, yes. There you go. We're all caught up, y'all.
Okay, perfect.
Now, wait. One of the comments you made
but wait.
is people are so easy to just blow stuff off when you have paranormal stuff happen. I want you to know that he blows stuff off as well.
I was waiting for this.
So this morning, Miss Kata and I, no, it was last night after I got home from work.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. See, look, he's already blown us off, Poodle. We told him about Kayla's lights. So in Kayla's room, she has LED lights that line her entire room. And she always keeps them on red. I don't know why, but she does. So at one time, they all turned white. We don't know why. She could have hit a button on her remote for them. Don't know. But they turned white during the night, the other night, and her remote is dead. Like, battery's dead. And she swears up and down it's her grandfather, also your dad. And when we told him, he said, and blew us off.
Okay, first of all, what's the default setting on the lights?
I have no idea. We would need Cater.
One last gasp out of that battery that might have lost power, and then when it powered back up, it could have switched the lights white. I think what everybody seems to forget is that I'm also the leading skeptic on the team. I am the tour guide through the weird. And I have this podcast every week. And I believe a lot of shit.
Okay.
But you got to prove it to me for me to believe it.
please, we will prove it to you.
Well, that's what I'm
How
saying.
do your Joes fly off the shelves?
Because they fall over all the time. Like literally Batman back there, not a joke, Batman back there is leaning against the back of the shelf because he legit falls over all the time.
Yeah, but nobody moved the last time one of them fell.
It could just be a thing. They're just action figures.
I
mean,
really
you know.
hope your dad picks one
I'll
up
have to
and chucks it at your head while we're sitting.
Please do.
That would be
Please do.
amazeballs.
I would love it. That would be fantastic. Please do. I think that's important
We need him to chuck a
for
gem.
everybody to know that I believe a lot of this shit, but at the same time, I feel like I'm the biggest skeptic on the team. Like there's just times where it's just like, because if it's plausible at all that it's not paranormal, then it's not fucking paranormal.
We've told you too that we've heard footsteps, and you blew us off.
The cats.
Is it because
We
you don't
have
want to?
we have 30. We have like 35-pound cats. I'm not exaggerating, folks. I have to post up a picture on our Instagram. We legit like our cats. Look, disinterested third party.
They're large, but I would say that I think T might be right.
Oh, suck a whole bag of dicks.
No, I don't. I'm just saying. I think
I believe.
he stays quite close to you. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm glad. I'm very glad about that. It makes me feel good. But at the same time,
Kayla,
I have to be as skeptical with my shit that I'm not even going to share with everybody that I would be with anything or any place else.
okay.
So if it's plausible at all that it's not paranormal, then it's not fucking paranormal.
Okay.
Well,
I can't argue it. I can't argue it.
well, and again, and to go back to my point about the pareidolia thing, this right here though
Yeah.
is a perfect example. Because what do you say? What do you say when somebody tells you like it's just pareidolia?
There's nothing you can
There's
say.
nothing you can say. Like, but that's a perfect example,
Right.
Where you're just like, okay, you're a fucking idiot, whatever. You know what I mean? You just blow them off, like, okay, whatever, dude. Like,
Okay.
you know, I know what I saw, I know what I get it, but at the same time, I'm a firm believer that you do not investigate your own home. You do not do it because then you're just going to investigate all the fucking time. You're never going to get any time off. And then also, if there's a chance that it's not paranormal, then it fucking ain't. And I don't know whether the listeners or viewers will like that angle, but that's exactly how I operate. If it's a chance it's not paranormal, then it fucking ain't. The voice at Prospect, we know for a fact nobody said that.
True.
And it was there. Well, then it's fucking paranormal. There wasn't anybody outside. For God's sake, Mike ran out there by himself. So, I mean, just as an example.
He moves pretty quick.
He does move quick. Very agile young man.
Yes. Kayla wants
Okay.
him with her so bad. Grandpa Chuck, not Michael.
Mike, I was going to say, what? Like, where are you going with that?
She likes Michael, but not like that. So,
Yeah, fire away. Got more from the chat?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you guys for participating. I sincerely appreciate you showing up.
Frances said she's been bragging Rachel up to all her friends because she's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Aw. She also said laugh her fucking ass off with the whole suck a bag of dicks. Thank you.
A whole bag.
Whole bag, not
that-
just one.
Not that half-assed, half-bag shit.
No, we don't do quarter bags here.
The entire bag.
Yep. And, hold on, little pop up in my way. Frances said she's doing ancestry with the wife. Is she pissing anyone off on the other side by digging stuff up?
No, I don't think so.
Well, that was easy.
Yes.
No.
But I have to ask who connects with Sapphire. I keep hearing Sapphire. When you were talking, the more insistent that you were, the more that I kept hearing Sapphire. Does that mean something to you?
No. I don't think so.
Did he date a stripper named Sapphire?
I mean,
With
it's
a
fucking,
stage name?
I'm
it's
saying the
dad.
gem.
I mean, it is
I know,
dad.
that's why I asked.
What's his birthday?
It's November 20.
No.
Yes.
Is it 28th or 30th?
What? It's
I always get him.
Jerry's
and-
30th.
Okay.
What month?
November.
I don't know. Maybe it's somebody there, but I keep hearing it. So
Sapphire.
What's April? What's the April?
Diamond.
Diamond is April?
Yeah.
Because April 29th is important to me.
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
No, it's
Sapphire.
Yeah. Sapphire is December, I believe. September.
That's relevant to us.
I'm not sure. I just kept hearing it, so I'm tossing it out there.
My grandmother was born in September,
Which one?
but I doubt she would be interested in any of this shit. She'd probably just be like, "You are so nuts."
Nana?
Yeah. Which, you know, the funny thing about that, like, nobody on the planet cares, not even Rachel. I never called her Nana.
But I've always called her Nana.
Yeah.
That's what the kids called her. So I always referred to her as Nana to the kids.
Okay.
I know you and Ken called her Grandma,
Yeah.
but your babies all called her Nana.
Yeah. I don't even know how that happened.
I don't know. I don't know
That's
her
what
of any other
stuck.
name. It's been that way for 23 years.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, that's only September connection I think I have.
I'm not sure.
Myself. Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's for somebody else listening. I'm not sure, but it just keeps.
If there's somebody that Sapphire is important to in the chat, fire away and let us know. Also, if you've got a comment on the phone call thing for next time when we do this, you'll obviously get a heads up, but we'll give you a number that you can call or we'll call you, and you'll actually be on the show live with Rachel. Would that work out for you? Would you be more interested in that, getting a reading? I'd love to hear your thoughts in chat. So we caught up on chat because I don't want to cut them off because, I mean, these are emails. It doesn't...
Frances said if it's September, both of her grandparents passed then.
Oh, in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was just simple. It's a voice who keeps saying Sapphire, and I've written here the dates of 7/24, and the name Jay, or somebody that was called Jay. So I'm not sure if that resonates with someone in the chat.
I mean, Nana's name.
Oh. When was
I
her
don't think
birthday?
that's us. September.
Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. If that's important to anybody in chat, let us know. Next up.
Sarah's ring is a big blue sapphire. Yours is a blue sapphire.
I have sapphires in my wedding ring. Yeah.
Yeah. Your wedding ring is gorgeous.
Thank you.
So it couldn't be something for you?
I'm wearing my opal to connect.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Arch City Jewelry Talk.
Frances said, nope, not me.
Interesting.
Very.
If you want to email the show, you can, archcityparanormal@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. You're what makes the show go. Next up is Valerie.
Wait, what about your mom?
What about my mom?
When was like her mom born?
Are you getting ready to I was getting ready to say, are you getting ready to ask me when her birthday is? Because
No.
you know damn well when her birthday is.
That's 2 days after mine.
2 days after T. Yeah. November's very complicated for me. My mom, my wife, my stepdad, and my dad.
And
And
your
me.
poodle.
And, oh, that's right.
And Turkey Day.
That's my favorite holiday.
I know.
It is my favorite holiday. It is absolutely my favorite holiday.
When was your grandmother born? Your mom's mom? Because she's a J as well.
I don't know. Babe,
Oh, no, she's not.
I think I was like 1.5 when she passed away. Like, I just met her and then she...
You may need to text Kimmy on the side. Dear Kimmy.
Dear
Actually-
Kimmy.
Text Jerry.
Yeah, because mom's not going to answer.
Girl, she's notorious for never answering text or her phone. So we went and saw her Tuesday. Doesn't matter. We saw her one day this week. And we're all sitting out on the porch because
I
it's
told her to
gorgeous
watch
outside.
and she ain't here.
She is.
Oh, is she?
Oh yeah, she's watching. So we're all sitting out back. We're enjoying
Oh,
the beautiful
yeah.
weather, and we're talking. And it starts to sprinkle, so we go inside. And she walks off in there, set her phone. He looked at her and goes, well, now we know why the hell you don't ever answer your phone.
Just leave it wherever the fuck.
She needs a leash. Something.
She
Or
got
a
that thing.
watch.
That's what we told her. She needs a watch because it'll go off every time her phone goes off.
My stepdad got her that, like, necklace thing. She don't fucking use it. So anyway,
It doesn't match.
if you want to email the show, you can, archcityparanormal@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Next up is Valerie. Valerie says, hi, guys. This is currently my favorite podcast.
Yay!
Thanks, Valerie.
I love watching along on YouTube. Question for the girls.
That's us, T.
Yes, it is. No penises.
Do you think it's easier or harder to be a female and ghost hunt? Do the guys make you feel safer even though they probably couldn't defend you physically? Well, Mike can't.
Woodrow.
I said what I said. Yes, I'm kidding. Not really. It's a weird question. Sorry. Thank you. So Valerie wants to know if
I love the sorry.
That's what she said. She said it's a weird question. Sorry. It's not. I mean, it's fair. Like these last couple here weren't Rachel related. I stuck them on there because I thought they'd be fun to talk about.
Okay.
So that's a girl's question. So here, I'll just reach over and mute my mic.
I think when we go to any location, we're treated just as seriously as the guys are by owners, homeowners, whatever the case may be. I don't think it's any different at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of get singled out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you have cool
Because
powers.
well, people want to ask, like
Fucking superhero.
what are you doing?
and
Are you
shit.
going to sell
Iron
and
Man.
stuff? You know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference at all.
I gotta go get it.
You're
Do
fine.
you feel safer with Mike and I? That's what she's also asking here. Do you feel safer with Mike and I?
I would, except for the fact that I'm not allowed to latch on to you. I usually get pushed off.
Well, it's very distracting.
So I don't
That makes
know.
me sound like a terrible husband.
But it's the truth. Every time I've ever tried, you're like, stop. So I always have to latch on to the girls.
Well, I mean, okay. So let's just set this up for everybody that's listening.
Okay.
We're in a room. We've got, the video cameras running, whatever. We're recording, whatever. I'm getting distracted by Ice Cube.
Today was a good day.
T's got an Ice Cube t-shirt on.
He didn't even have to pull out his AK.
So like if there's anything where in a situation where you would become scared and want to latch on to me, it's probably a situation where we're documenting something pretty cool.
Right.
And so when you do that, it's like fucking shit, like don't touch me, it's not that I don't care. It's not that I don't want to protect you.
Uh-huh.
But it makes me sound like a shitty husband. That's what I see what you're doing.
You're not a shitty
I see
husband.
what you're doing with your Facebook fans. Every hitting you up and stuff. I see what you're doing.
Dumb.
I see what you're doing.
No.
So
You're an excellent husband. When I'm scared
You're just a-
outside of
you're just a
paranormal stuff, you're
just a
very protective, and you're there for me whenever I'm scared of anything.
Well, when ghost shit
except
popping
for
off-
when ghost shit goes on, you're like, meh.
I don't want anything to do with it. Don't touch me.
So I just go
Because I want to get the evidence. I don't
Which
want to
is
be.
fine.
I can't be supportive then. I want to get
Right.
the evidence.
Yes. Allison usually
You do make you sound like a fucking shitheel. You're fucking terrible.
you're not a shitheel.
it. One more ghost tries to jump me, I'm divorcing you.
No. Allison will usually put a camera on the right hand so I can latch on the left side, or she'll put the camera in the left hand so I can latch on the right side. And Poodle 9 times out of 10 doesn't have a camera or anything, so I can latch wherever I need to.
So I need you to jump in on
All right,
this.
have it cool. And
No,
you
you're
start
fine.
You're
sniffing
fine.
on the...
Rachel has been a trooper. She's fighting off a cold, and she has decided to come in today, which I sincerely appreciate. I even gave her an out. I texted her earlier. I'm like, look, if you can't fucking do it, I mean, T and I will just do the podcast and we'll just argue with each other the entire time. Much like what was going on right there.
What happened?
Okay, so I was telling her she makes me sound like a bad husband because it's like, when something happens and she's scared, she goes to latch onto me. I'm busy trying to document shit that's happening. Like, this is the whole reason we go out and do this bullshit is so that we can get evidence or whatever. So it's like, don't touch me. So then she gets upset because I'm not like protecting her or whatever, and she can't depend on me. So she makes me sound like a bad husband.
Well, I will say this. There's
Oh,
been,
here we go.
there's been 1 or 2 times where you've been the closest person, and I realized very quickly I better stand closer to T because
Because Kyle's going to be no
I
fucking
scared you.
help.
He was like, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah, but yeah. I usually latch on to T or Allison.
Yep. Us girls, we stick together.
Okay. Well, just so everybody knows, now it's marriage counseling. Marriage counseling podcast is After Phonics with Kyle. Stick around. We're going to be on till like 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like he didn't want to be protective. It was more of like I think when my
I'm fucking distracted.
I kind of snuck up on you and kind of scared you, maybe.
Well, that's happened before too.
Yes,
like,
'cause
all
I'm
of a
like-
sudden you get this like on your
I'm
arm
like-
and it's like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Like shit's popping off over here. We've got like, oh, did you hear that? Oh, I think I heard footsteps or whatever. And then something grabs your arm and we're pitch black dark. Like it's not, we can't.
And
you
shit's
can't-
going.
Yeah, you can't see shit. And then something grabs onto you. It's like, motherfucker!
It's Poodle.
Woo! like, oh my God. So, I mean, it's very, it's an intense situation. It's not that I don't want to be supportive. It's not that I don't care about anybody else. It's just at the time, it's like, fucking touch me. I'm a little distracted.
Yeah.
So apparently I am
It
not
didn't come with
only,
meanness.
I am not
that's not
only a
meanness.
terrible husband,
Oh my God, you're not a terrible
but I am also a
husband.
terribly unsupportive friend. Great.
Yeah.
Now I need more therapy.
No, I
Fantastic.
quickly learned that at Prospect First Investigation. Don't go to him if you're scared. Go everywhere else. So that's what I do.
I think Michael's neutral. Rob was always okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever latched to Rob.
I mean,
I mean, like, he wouldn't care, though. Like, if you stand real close,
No.
he doesn't care.
I've stood close to Michael. That's it. I latched to Poodle and Allison.
because I mean, also every time we do one of those investigations, I'm the one. I get live on Facebook with everybody, and I go bumbling off by myself. And there's, I'm very. I don't know. I'm very
Focused and dedicated.
Yeah, sure. Terrible husband, unsupportive friend, focused and dedicated paranormal investigator, though. Those are my redeeming qualities. I put that on my epitaph.
Okay.
So
So
it's not a conscious thing. It's not a decision I make like, oh, fuck everybody.
we have a chime in
Okay, well, I'm good.
from Allison.
Somebody save me. Oh,
From
it's Allison.
Allison.
Great. Great. Everybody's ganging up on Kyle.
We need-
Allison's never been afraid
yeah,
of
Allison's
anything.
never afraid.
Allison gives no fucks.
No, she's not scared
None.
of shit. Ever. I don't
That's
think
why I
I've
take
ever
her
seen her
through the
scared.
walkthrough. Like, when I go through by myself, like, if I'm taking notes and going through. Because I know, like, she's not going to disturb the energy at all. Like, she's going to be steady Eddie.
Yep. She's like, come at me, bitch.
I got this shit.
So Allison said, our darling Allie of the song, I like having the guys around for sure, but never look to them for safety per se. They are my go-to for troubleshooting my technical challenges, though, and they're fun to investigate with because she never gets scared. She never bothers to latch. Yes. Ansley said, hi, guys.
Hey.
Debbie said, you're just focused.
Thank you. At least somebody out there has like got my back.
She
Thank
said,
you.
you're just focused.
Yeah.
And then Deborah said that she's the lead investigator for her paranormal team. She took the team to Trans-Allegheny. I want to go.
Yeah, that needs to be. honest.
Last August, and she had the guys hanging on her. She's doing an investigation tomorrow night at the museum in St. Augustine, Florida.
Nice.
Yeah, she just had a medium join the team and will be the first time investigating with him, and it should be interesting.
Awesome. Report. Let us know. Let
Yeah,
us
I
know
love
how
that.
that goes. I'd love to fucking know.
Isn't that like the oldest?
How that goes.
One of the oldest cities. What's
St. Augustine is a beautiful town.
Is it? Where's it at?
It is Florida.
Where at in Florida, jackass?
You want to know why I don't support you in the dark?
He's going to pretend he doesn't see the steps next time, T.
Yeah.
Just a little push.
Little push.
It was paranormal. I don't know how she fell.
It's pareidolia. Where at in Florida?
Well, it's on the Atlantic coast, but not quite as far north as Jacksonville. I believe it's south of Jacksonville, between Jacksonville and Daytona. I think.
Oh, so it's not real far down then.
No. I've been there, but I think I was like 9 when I went. But it's a cool, super cool place. They got this old like Spanish fort there. Mm-hmm. It's badass. Yeah, super cool. That was one of the things actually that, side note, this is one of the things that like got me into history was going there. Checking that out.
Oh,
What?
I just got a text from your mother. Grandma's birthday is September 28th.
There you go.
Her mom's birthday was November 11th.
So that's what we're talking about.
That's the sapphire then.
September 28th.
Yeah, September
Yeah,
sapphire.
I knew it. I thought it was September, but I wasn't sure.
And what was your grandmother's name?
Jean.
Aha.
Well, I almost wrote Jean and I changed it to J.
So there you go. So she's around.
Huh.
Super disappointed, probably. I'm so sorry.
But not to be an
Look,
asshole, but is
it's-
she around for you or is she around because she knows your mom's here?
Oh, I don't know.
So also an anchor came through. So I had that written down as well. So
An anchor?
Yes. So like maybe the anchor to the family. More
She
literally,
was.
Like what held everything kind of in place and together.
She was. For sure. For sure. because everybody sort of like.
So I'm curious,
splintered.
but no connection to 7/24 for her, because that all kind of came through at the same. Like, was that an anniversary date or?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you want to open your phone so you can text? Because she said she texted you too.
Oh.
Kimmy, is 7/24 when she passed?
Or an anniversary of a...
Or an anniversary of something? Yeah, I don't know.
November 1st. November 11th. Okay, I got you. She's changed it.
And Deborah, you are correct. Deborah said it's between Jacksonville and Daytona.
That's where I'm not that. Like I said, I've been there and I was like 9. I may have even been younger now that I think about it.
Really?
So there you go, Valerie. Let's run through Valerie's stuff. YouTube question for the girls. Yeah. So yeah. So what we got out of that is that the girls support each other and that I'm terrible.
No, not at all.
And
not at all.
definitely what
You're just
everybody got
very
out of it.
focused on
It
it.
was hurtful.
I think if there was a legitimate threat, like not even paranormal, but let's say we went to a private residence and something was sketch, I would trust you to have my back.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that makes me feel a little better.
But if the
And I've
boogeyman's
even
coming
told,
to get me, we're
I've even
fucked.
told my husband that, like, no, like, Kyle came equipped.
Fair.
Was he that make him feel better? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
So I hope that answered your question, Valerie. Do we have anything else from the chat? No? Okay. Chat's just like, what the fuck are these people doing?
Debbie did a laughy face. She said,
Because it's funny. Ask Mike about what we were talking about earlier. So
I would suggest you don't. Not unless you're prepared for, like, at least a half an hour minimum rant.
Yeah.
They're setting you up, Debbie.
It's great. She's seen Mike mad before. I don't feel like I'm setting her up.
hell, I'm sure she's made Mike mad before.
No, it's not about the madness. It's going to be about the enthusiasm.
He's very
behind
passionate about it,
He
yes.
is very very
And you know what? He has every right to be.
douchebag.
Debbie wants to know, when are you guys going on another investigation?
The next one that we have booked is July 30th. Right? Is that right?
July 30th, 31st, it's one of those two.
I think it's July 30th. It's Licking County Jail. We've never been before. We'll, of course, be live here on Facebook for you, so if you want to follow along. And then the next one's November, but between here and there, we're trying to do something with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna have to poop outside. We talked about this last week.
So I did get asked how we feel about private residences. Like, if people are vaccinated, how do we feel?
I'm okay with it because I'm vaccinated.
I'm vaccinated now, so I'm in.
Because I have somebody who reached out that was kind of interested, maybe, of having.
Girl, let's go.
Okay.
It's not going to snow, right?
No.
I would hope not. Well, it is Ohio. I mean,
No.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, anybody. Yeah, at this point now, with us being vaccinated, I don't even care.
Yeah, because the entire team's fully vaccinated.
Short of them coughing in my face, I'm cool.
Can they lick your face?
I don't know what you're trying to do.
Who's asking?
Just looking for my boundaries. What's your safe? Pineapple.
Pineapple. Debbie said, oh, well, that's Mike all the time anyway. And she says, yes, I make him mad.
Yeah,
She's supposed to. It's her job.
It will be an interesting conversation. Report back.
Yes, please, Debbie. I would love for you to
let us know how
report
that goes. Very interested to know how that goes.
We may need to give her our cell numbers off to the side so we can get those texts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to get him all fired up, and then Kim's going to be pissed because he's all fired up.
God damn it. Why are we on this again? Okay.
Georgette said Licking County Jail would be awesome.
Yeah, we're headed there July 30th. Like I said, we've not been before, so we're looking forward to that.
Are we going on a Friday or a Saturday? Do you remember?
I believe that one is a Friday. I know it's the 30th, but I don't know what day.
That is a Friday. Yes,
Yeah.
July 30th.
Yeah, I believe that's a Friday. So yeah, we're going there July 30th. There'll be hopefully, there'll be more getting filled in there. I want to go back to Prospect.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I want to book Prospect again. So we might end up doing that.
I want to go to Post Town.
So we need Prospect and Post Town.
Post Town's not that far either.
Well, so we're gonna go
Middletown.
ahead and
Right?
I think.
I think it's Middletown.
we're gonna dive in. We'll book both
Area.
of those here within the next couple weeks.
Okay.
And then hopefully it'll be somewhere in between. The goal is to do one once a month. So
Check your phone.
nobody wants to hear me check my phone.
Okay. Okay.
What am I doing on my phone?
Do you have anything from Kimmy?
Yeah, she says she's listening.
No. Okay. So she said no connection to July 24th. She was definitely the one that held us all together. Great show.
Yay!
Yay.
So there you go.
There you go.
Okay. So this is my last email.
Okay.
My last one. Sad face. Okay, so but this one isn't Rachel related. I just thought it was funny, and I thought I should include it.
Oh, God.
Okay. So this is James. James writes in and says, "Hi guys, just a quick question that's been bothering me. Why do Kyle and Mike hate Bigfoot? Was there an assault we're unaware of? Did Bigfoot wrong them in some way? Turn down an appearance on your show? Just curious. Love the show. Keep it
Turned
up."
out an appearance on the show.
So, James, it's not Bigfoot. It's not Bigfoot. It's like if you ever hear anybody, like I'm an Ohio State fan. I don't know where you're at, but you always hear people talk about, it seems like Ohio State fans and Georgia football fans, where it's not the team that you hate, it's the fans that you hate because they're so obnoxious and ridiculous. If you're a NASCAR fan, Dale Earnhardt 3, it wasn't Dale Earnhardt that I hated. It was the fans because they were obnoxious, annoying
People. There you go.
This rule would apply to Bigfoot because for whatever reason during Arch Madness, he was a big fan favorite and then nobody turned out for him. Nobody, everybody was like, all right, how's Wendigo? I don't even remember who knocked him out.
I don't know.
It's Spectre Moose.
Yeah, because people were cranky about Spectre Moose.
I got emails. Oh, their horns light up. How's that beat Bigfoot? I don't know. Vote. Damn it. You got an option now to vote. So then we went through the whole thing of putting Bigfoot into the final because I felt like everybody was going to say there's some kind of conspiracy. So we put Bigfoot into the final. He still loses. And people still complain about it. But you didn't show up to vote. What do you want me to do? So it's not that we hate Bigfoot. We weren't wronged in any way. If he wants to come on the show, I'd love to have him. I think it would be fantastic. If he's got a cell phone, he can call right in. He doesn't even need to make an appearance.
He might be able to do that like disappearing thing, like from the lab to
Yeah.
here. Like,
Oh, perfect.
That'd be
I didn't
amazing.
even think that, like the fourth dimensional
Yes.
thing that he's got going on. So it's not a personal thing against Bigfoot. We love Bigfoot. It's the fans of Bigfoot. It's the Squatchin' fans. But we're going to go out and try to meet him this summer. We're going to book something. T's going to poop in the woods. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait.
is this true?
No.
We went through a whole thing last week.
We're not
T-
going back through it again.
T refuses to pee in the woods.
Don't
Yeah.
give me that face,
Thank
Poodle.
you.
I figured you'd be right there with me.
Thank you.
No.
Pee or to poop?
Either.
You can pee.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
It's a whole thing. Just wait. You need to hear the episode. I realize it came out yesterday, so you probably haven't heard it. But you really need. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
So what do you do?
Stay somewhere where they have at least a porta potty.
Rent a cabin where Bigfoot would never ever show up in a million years, because that will be profitable.
Why?
So, ew, no, because I'll pee on myself.
No, you have to have the right angle.
Oh, shut up with your face.
We
Don't
went
even
through
hear
it. We went through it last week. It's obnoxious.
We'll bring you a bucket and a toilet seat.
Oh
How's
my
that?
God. We've already been through this.
And then she wanted to leave it in the bucket. She didn't understand why she needed a shovel too. Like, you can't leave your turd in the bottom of a bucket. You got to bury the damn thing. Like, I don't want to play with poo. I'll stay in a
I'm just not going to eat or drink while we're there. Just not going to eat or drink the whole time.
above all this.
I'm not above it. I'm just not doing it. So we have lots of stuff on chat.
Whether we do or we don't, she's going to make
She's
shit up
making
now.
it up now.
Debbie, ask Michael about Bigfoot. That's another soapbox for you.
I love it.
Yeah, and she said, "Oh boy, can't wait to chat with him. I'll keep you posted." Gary confirmed Post Town is in Middletown.
Need it?
Sure. Is that your last one?
This is the last one.
No, you take it.
You sure? All
Yep.
Post Town is
Gary.
in Middletown.
Yeah.
Strong work. Is that close to
We
him
need
or
to-
something?
we need to book
That's
that.
where he grew up from. That's where like his
Oh, so he knows that area well then. Did he go there?
no.
Oh, that'd have been amazing.
That would have been
But
super cool.
he's the one who the first time I heard about it was from him sending something that he found. So
Did he hear stories about it being haunted?
he found some kind of article or something on Facebook maybe that he had sent me, and then shortly after that, Allison had sent something.
Huh.
But he said he wanted to go there.
Oh my God. Lloyd says people will fuck everything up. And then Debbie said, I'll have to privately send you a picture of this cone thing you can use to pee outside in.
The shiwi.
We're not going to go through this
You
again.
get a bucket to take a dump in. You're carrying it. I'm not carrying it. Get a shiwi. You can piss on a tree just like everybody else. I mean, I
I
think
kind of want to try that. I don't know what it is, but now I want to try it.
it's just like this little funnel thing.
Yeah.
You put over your junk and it, yeah. Shiwis.
Debbie said, weird thing, never used, but my James bought it for me. Strangest gift I've ever received.
That is a
Because-
strange
because-
gift.
That is a strange gift.
Because we're going camping and she needs to be able to pee outside without having to worry about it. James is telling you he wants to go Bigfoot hunting. That's what it was.
Wants to go squatch.
Squatching.
Francis would like to know, does Rachel have any messages for her today?
Well, she's thinking, was that James? Is this James? Is this the James that wrote this email?
I have no idea. Why am I getting the face?
Debbie's James? That's pretty suspect.
Debbie, did your James write this email about Bigfoot?
I want to know.
Inquiring minds.
It's
wanna know.
conspiracy.
Are you planning a trip somewhere?
Yeah, squatching.
Not
Not you, Jack Wagon.
Shut up.
As I'm seeing a trip, and it's something that feels nostalgic, like a quaint little town, and it feels like somewhere that you had been before. There's a younger female presence, and it feels like somewhere that is reminiscent for this person, and on a trip together with your family.
It's delayed, so you have to wait a second. Debbie said she doesn't think he wrote it, but he does listen. Yay! Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for listening. I was just wondering. She said James, and it was like,
Is it the same?
is it the same? So that's it for email. While we're waiting for her to respond. That's it for email. Callie, we decided on Callie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Callie, Denise, Melissa, Natalie, Jessica, Valerie, and James. Thank you very much for writing the show. You're what makes the show go. artcityparanormal@gmail.com, or head over to any of our social media and you can send us a message there, or you can watch live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, and you can talk to us right there in the chat. So
We'll have to tell you about an email from last week.
Okay.
Because I noticed you cut it out.
I did edit it out.
Yes,
yeah,
you did.
That was some bullshit. That's what that was.
Aha, there we go. Francis said, we are hoping to. We have been house hunting, not with my family, though. Maybe her family. Don't really know on the young female presence.
It was like a bicycle kind of town. Like that's what I see for you is that it would be a good choice, like somewhere that you would go like on an. I'm seeing like an old fashioned bicycle with the basket on the front and like a little ice cream
with a
parlor,
big
like a
tire?
little tiny town. So
Oh,
maybe
okay,
that's
sorry.
where you're directed. Maybe the
It's a
message
beach
is
bike.
yeah. Maybe the message is that that's the type of environment that would be good for a move, is somewhere that feels quaint. That's the best way to describe it. That's like a tiny, safe community. Safe meaning you know everybody kind of around you type of community.
Quaint little town.
Quaint.
Quiet.
I was picturing one of those ones. You remember the old timey ones that had the really big front tire, like the 6 foot tall front tire, and they had the little one in the back.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing.
I was picturing Dorothy. That's what I was thinking.
Did I tell you about the time
anymore.
I got in some major trouble for doing that? So,
Riding a bike?
No, I was talking about small town. So we'd walk to school, right? So there was no bus or anything. So our lunch lady was so mean. So mean. Like we had some great lunch ladies too, but this one in particular, she was the monitor of like the lunchroom, like not the cafeteria worker, but the person who was like making sure everybody was acting okay in the cafeteria. And
bitch.
she had a pretty prominent nose and dark hair. And on this particular day,
I love that she said prominent nose.
I know. That's where I was going to. I was
She's so
thinking,
PC.
like not beak. Not,
on this particular day, she was riding her bike up First Avenue. I was on my way to school, walking with my friend. And as she came by, I just felt the urge to go. And she stopped that bike and just proved that the song fit. Yeah, I got in some trouble for that. It wasn't very nice. But it was funny.
I mean, the theme music fits.
Yeah, I mean, I was so quiet and like a rule follower. I don't know what possessed me on that day just to let it fly, but I did. I probably didn't think she'd hear me. But yeah,
She did.
she did hear me.
Francis said it definitely won't be her fat ass on the bike. Laugh out loud. And Debbie must have checked. She said it definitely was not James. Her James.
All right.
So,
Okay.
no.
All right. I thought maybe he's just stirring up trouble, which I love. That's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and move on. Thank you everybody for joining us live on Facebook every Saturday at 6 p.m. Don't forget if you missed this show or if you want to watch it, you can head over to YouTube, search for Arch City Paranormal and give us a like and subscribe there, and then you get notifications on when new ones are up. I have Would You Rather.
I'm ready.
You ready? Now you were upset that I was making you go first.
I go first every time.
I'm going to make Rachel. I have video evidence that you're not, but I'm going to make Rachel go first. I'm going to make Rachel go first. Okay. So would you rather for this week? And I want the chat to chime in, let us know what they think too. I think this is a pretty good one. Really, this is a pretty good one because I'm still don't know how I'm going to answer, and I've known it for like 3 or 4 days.
And I have a question for Poodle that I've already posed. I want to see what her answer would be. Go ahead.
Ooh. Okay. So, Rachel, would you rather have definitive, concrete evidence of the paranormal, proof of the paranormal, or have unlimited access to investigate anywhere you want?
Oh, unlimited access. I don't care if anybody else wants to believe what I've seen. I'm going there. I want to experience it, and fuck you if you don't believe or subscribe. Okay, cool. I saw it. It's right here. It's my proof in my heart. That's easy.
All right. I thought you'd be more torn over it because
No.
I'm torn over it.
No.
Are you?
Yeah,
But you would get a lot of clout if you were the first person who could like say like, "This is it."
That's true.
But for me, no. Going anywhere you could go. Think about it. We could go like Europe and old castles.
That's why I'm torn.
We could go.
Stanley Hotel.
We could go to
Yeah.
Mike's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or your house.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, Michael. Still waiting. Miss Storts said unlimited access. Miss
Yes.
Allison. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So what? So everybody.
So I'm going to say
On the
unlimited
podcast.
access, and this is why. Because no matter what concrete proof you have, people are still going to say it's bullshit.
No, this is definitive.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. People think a fucking city exists that never existed.
Oh yeah, you're referring to Atlantis.
Correct. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you show them. They're not going to believe it. So unlimited access. Go anywhere, everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
We could all be Zach Baggins.
Bag ends.
Yes.
Get possessed by something and
Yeah.
want to beat up Aaron.
Yeah. Aaron, that's terrifying in there. Go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're gonna be by yourself.
Debbie said
So-
she would say proof because she's still unsure herself. So,
But when you've had a true experience yourself, that's where I come from. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks in my mind.
Yeah.
yeah.
See, that's where I'm kind of torn because I do want the proof, and I do want to be able to look at every one of those skeptics and go, man, see, I fucking told you, fucking me. But then the flip side of that is like what you're saying. I can go anywhere. I could go. Can you imagine the activity that you might be able to capture at some place like the Great Wall of China? You know what I mean? The trauma and the death and everything that had happened there,
Auschwitz?
and yeah. I mean, just the things that you would be able to. I mean, that should be. I mean, according to the rules of thumb or the paranormal activity, the science that we know, those locations that should be active. That's where I'm torn.
When Juice went to Dachau, he said you could feel it. It was heavy. It was.
I believe
very just. Heavy. I don't know any other way to express. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he said you could feel it. So I can't even imagine what it'd be like to.
Yeah, to go someplace like that and have the opportunity to investigate. I mean, so that's where I'm torn. Like, I want that piece of evidence to be like, me, fucking told you, fucking me. But the flip side of that, the history dork in me is like, but dude, you know, like you could go, yeah, you could literally, like the Colosseum. Can you imagine like the holding area in the Colosseum in Rome where those slaves were locked up waiting, that they knew they were going to go out there to die. They were fighting to the death. They had a 50% chance of surviving.
So here's your last delay that you get. Sarah and Francis both say unlimited access. So what say you?
I don't
have
know.
To pick one.
I think I'm going with the proof.
You always go opposite.
I think you just want to be ornery.
Ew. I think I want the proof.
Just so you can tell everybody to fuck off. Look.
Yeah.
See, I proved it.
I mean, hell, just if you look at it like even objectively, right? Like if you have that piece of proof, aren't you really going to go get to investigate anywhere you want to anyway? Because everybody's going to look at you and go, "Oh, well,
No, because the people that
the
are
ghost
like
hunter."
trying to get like money and they're just hype. That ain't got shit there. They're not gonna want you anywhere near.
Very true.
That's fair. But do I want to go there anyway?
I don't know.
At that point, would I want to go there anyway? See, that's where I'm. I kind of think I want the proof. I think I want the proof.
Okay. Makes sense.
But the history dork in me is like, man, you could go anywhere. But
All right.
yeah, I think I want the proof.
Okay. So I actually have several questions because I was listening. Several. Because I was listening to the podcast that you released yesterday. And it brought up more questions. I had questions from it. I'm putting it all together now. So
I'm going to tie this up in a nice little
This
bow,
little finger
everybody.
going.
finger. Who's that? I fucking love that comedian. The finger. I fucking love him. Louis Black.
Louis Black.
He's hilarious, and he always does his fingers for punctuation. But he's amazing. He's hilarious. So I posed a question. I'm sure you've already heard it, but I don't have your answer. If you could pick one night to have dinner with a serial killer, who would it be and why?
I was gonna say something about Dahmer just because you might be able to.
That's exactly who Allison and I picked, and we did say we would eat his cooking.
Oh no!
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said, dude. That's exactly. You can't let him cook.
Why not? You might have a true rump roast.
If I'm going,
I think Jack the Ripper.
Ooh, why?
Just because. To see the perspective, because I think times were so different. Like Dahmer, yeah, 90s, you think. But like, what was it like for him? Because the evidence even that you would leave would be very different.
He left all kinds of evidence because they couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. Have you read Cornwell's?
I have it. I own it. I've tried it. I get bored with it.
That's one of my favorite books.
Hell, I think it's like right there. Either that or it's downstairs. We have it.
But yeah, I think it would be Jack the Ripper because I just would want to.
not only that, you would
motivation.
then know who he was.
Oh, good point.
Well, her book, she has somebody that she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some real photos in there, which I'm sure you flip through and saw the photos.
I don't remember.
There's
I'm
real
going
crime.
to
There's
now.
real crime scene photos in there.
Huh. So, Some of these have to do with poodle. Some of them don't. So one of the things that was discussed in the podcast that was just released was taking like psilocybin, DMT, and people think that it opens your third eye, allowing you to communicate with the other realms. So what would happen if someone like Poodle, who already has that ability, takes psilocybin, DMT, or whatever? Would that I don't even know. Like, what would that do to you?
I don't know, but if I wasn't a nurse, I'd be trying it out. I'm telling you.
Like, I mean, if you already have abilities, well, I mean, is that going to put you like on 10?
But I think it clears a lot of your spiritual blocks. Like for me, it's not even just the third eye work. It would be probably working on a lot of your root, your I don't know. I think it would be different. Like I wouldn't think it would necessarily connect me to like those that are in the other dimension. I think it would clear a lot of energy blocks that you suppress down and what you hold in your body.
Like our aura would be so much brighter, I bet. That you would see, because you see the auras around everybody.
Extending it out.
Yeah. And then, do you think doppelgangers are actually you reincarnated living on a different plane?
I hope not, because Kyle said I was in porn.
That's okay, I was too. Don't feel bad.
Sorry, Kyle. Was I not supposed to say that?
No, he didn't care.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Thoughts I was having on my drive home last night. I was like,
I mean, they could be, like we talked about, like the consciousness thing, about whether or not ghosts were conscious of us or if the ghosts were just, people
right,
on another plane. And that, we only experience them in passing because we only get that, that quick glimpse of all this other shit going on around us. So maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
They started talking about the other plane, and I was like, doppelgangers. Is that actually us?
I mean,
reincarnated, different plane.
Would help explain doppelgangers.
Yeah.
It would help explain them.
But let's think about it from the perspective. There's only so many ways that you can create
that genes can be expressed.
Right? Yeah. Eventually, you're going to have to look somebody who looks pretty darn similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a thought.
You look at like animals, that's why they have dog shows. This representation of the DNA is the best of all the breeds. Now they all sort of look alike, but unless you own this particular dog, you might not be able to tell the difference between, him and another, I don't know.
What human would get best in show? That's what we should do. Categories of people, and then best in each.
and then do best in show.
Yes.
That sounds. I don't know. That sounds sketchy. Get us kicked off Facebook. And they're racist. Thanks
that would be
a lot.
very opinionated, though. Don't you think? Because, with a dog, it's
their demeanor, you'd be a snippy and feisty.
It'd be a little chihuahua. Okay, not a little chihuahua, but big dogs aren't snippy and barky. I don't know. Barky.
They're not barky. They're not barky. Okay, so we got anything else?
No, sir.
I think we've hit everything.
We have. Look at us staying on track. What?
Breezed right through it, hit everything. Let me make sure. Yeah. I got all my stuff. I did everything. If you want to email the show, you can, archcityparanormal@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Head over to any of our social medias, and you can send us a message there if you would like to. Make sure to check out our YouTube page, where you can watch this show on Monday afternoon. If you weren't able to join us live, if you're listening on the podcast now, Rachel has her hand up.
She has a question.
I have a question. I was just thinking, in the future, do you think we could even do some conversations on the phone with people that we've done some work with, Juice's friend, for example?
Yeah.
And just something like that might be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that.
explore.
I do like that idea. I've tried to incorporate in some folks of locations that we've been to, but it seems that they're very hard to get them to come on. I also think that maybe, they might not want to come on. I don't want to speak for anybody, but you know, I have a tendency to be very
opinionated.
Yeah, opinionated. Like, no, that's bullshit.
And I wouldn't do it either if I was them.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's been something that's held us up a little bit.
He has very strong opinions that he does not have problems voicing. And if I had a business, I would not want to be a part of that in case an opinion that he has voiced pissed people off. And would
I was thinking more of like if it was an anonymous, this is an owner of a location. This is what we experienced. How does that correlate with what you had? Even if you didn't disclose the location of the person's name, might be kind of cool.
Yeah,
that could work too. Yeah, I've been working on some stuff like that because we were all hooked up for it. Like, I mean, we have, you know, we'd only be able to run 3 people on the microphones here, but that's not a big deal. I mean, we're all hooked up for it to bring people on. I don't want to do, this is going to sound whatever, I don't care.
And that's why people don't want to come on.
No, I don't think this will be, I just don't, I see the other podcasts out there that do everything, and they have on people from other groups. You know what I mean? Like other people are investigating. Groups. I don't feel like that's compelling. I don't feel like that was it. I mean, if I have a podcast and I go on somebody else's podcast, you're just going to hear me on their podcast or vice versa. Like, I don't know
what's the value add?
Who benefits from that? Like, that doesn't give anything to if the folks watching right now or listening to us right now want to go out and listen to XYZ Paranormal Group's podcast, they can do it without listening to my podcast too.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not about, I don't know. It's not about not giving them recognition or anything. I just don't feel like it's compelling for the people that listen to us.
I think it'd be kind of cool to have somebody who's a homeowner who has experience.
Yes. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. If chat has suggestions or people listening have suggestions, shoot us an email or chime in chat here before we sign off, or feel free to send us a message once we're off the air.
Debbie said where we could call into the show. I think she's preferring to call into the show.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely something we're going to do for the next time Rachel's here. Just real quick rundown on that. We're all set up for that. What I'm going to do next time is I'm going to send out an event thing like we did before this time, and then we're going to put some people in line. Hey, what do you want to talk about? You know, what would you like to talk to Rachel about? What's your question going to be? Cool. Here's this number, or give us your number. We'll call you. We'll put you on. You'll be live on the podcast with Rachel. So that's what we're going to do next time. That is, episode 61.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's going to happen.
Cool.
So, okay.
I'm going to go sit out in the living room and call in.
So
I can get a reading.
Yes, my name is Lucy.
I have a question.
I have questions. So anyway. Okay, so thanks for everybody for joining us live here. If you're watching now on Facebook, or head over to YouTube. Thank you for subscribing to the podcast. If you've not yet subscribed to the podcast, you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, head over to your favorite podcast app, search for Arch City Paranormal. Give us a like and a follow there, and we'll show up in your phone every Friday at 11 a.m. And you can listen to the show, much tidier version. Clip it up. It's a little bit nicer. Sounds a little bit better. But this is more fun.
Yeah.
Got anything?
Nope.
Nothing? Runny nose. I feel so bad. Thank you so much for coming out.
Sorry,
I tried to give her an out, everybody. I tried to. So thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. We sincerely appreciate it. This week, go out, be safe, be happy, be healthy. Go get your vaccine if you haven't yet. Everybody's eligible now. It's awesome. Go get it. My 5G is fantastic.
I've noticed a great difference.
I know. It's just amazing. The reception. And like Mike was asking me if I run faster. I run faster now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thanks a lot, everybody, for listening.
I think he grew at least 3 inches taller. I'm kidding, Michael.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Stay weird, everybody.